Hi everyone, welcome back to Mortgage with Marissa. I'm Marissa, and I'm just going to share a little bit of my experience this weekend as a mortgage agent. I went to see a realtor. I'm not going to say her name just in case because I did not ask her if I can put this out there. But I went to go see a realtor who's having issues selling their home. I'm not sure if it's just in Canada right now, but it seems like a lot of people are having issues getting clients in to sell houses. So I had a few conversations with her over the phone. She's a lovely woman. Everything went great. And Saturday was her open house. I show up to her open house, and first thing I had to do was do a double take. It needs to be said, the prices on these houses are not going to make it in this new industry. Point blank simple. They still have 2020 housing price mindset when it's 2022 in November. The economy looks like it's just gonna keep going down, and no one wants a house built in 1974 that has barely any renovations done to it. And no one's gonna pay $999,000 for it and still have to do renovations. It's absurd. It is absurd. But as real estate agents go, you guys have the right to say, hey, I'm not going to take this listing on if you don't lower your price, because I don't want that to get stuck on me as I can't sell this. No one's going to be able to sell it. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think many clients are in the market looking for a home built in 1974 that is $999,000 and is going to need about $150,000 worth of renovations done. I can't see anyone with these mortgage rates as it is right now. Even a 2-year variable is 5.49, and that's the better side of things. So they're looking at a monthly payment on a house built in 1974 in Mississauga. They are looking at a monthly payment just for their mortgage of $57,000. That is not even including the renovations yet. Can you see why people my age feel like they're screwed? Just so you guys can tell, I'm 24, and I personally am not putting up with this. I've been approached by a couple people now who've been asking some questions about, hey, should I wait to get into the market? And what I have to tell them, honestly and truthfully, is, do you want to get into the market? Are you willing to buy a house right now? Let's just say it's a $900,000 house, but you know deep in your heart that this house is not worth more than $700 max. If you go into that thinking, hey, I bought this house at $900,000 right now in November of 2022, go for it. But do not come crying and complaining to anyone if the value of the home depreciates by 2024 maybe. The market's unpredictable right now, and you can either go in strong and think, hey, I'm still gonna get a value out of it, or you can wait and to see what will happen. Will interest rates go down? They're gonna have to come down at a point, or at least level out. But I think the real focus here is those home buyers back in 2020 and even 2021 who overbid on houses, they were the real problems because the houses were not worth it. Hate to say it, but it's true. Especially in the GTA. If you're in Mississauga, Brampton, the houses that you're getting, they're not of any value of 1 million for a townhome. Like, who put this in people's minds? Yeah, I don't know if I just came from a really frugal household who was like, hey, you better watch what's in your pocket. Don't act all big and bad trying to outbid someone over 30,000, 50,000. You hear about these all the times. How many real estate agents signs did you see sold for 30,000 over asking price, sold over asking price, sold over asking price? Do you think you're seeing that anymore? No. I think people have started to come to their senses and realize, hey, what value is this actually? And I hate to say it again, but I'm one of those people who are just saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't have bought that house in 2021. I had a couple come to me the other day, and they are deeply, deeply, deeply in shit. There's no other way to say it. You couldn't afford the $999,000 home when interest rates were like at an all-time low. You should have never signed up for it. What else can you say to that? They know you're right. I don't have a solution out of it other than sell the house and cut your losses because you cannot afford the mortgage. You already have renters in your house with you helping to pay for the rent and the mortgage and everything else, and the cost of living just keeps going up. But all in all, it's your life, and you need to figure out the best way for you in that situation to deal with it, because you cannot, well, you could, but it's not a good idea to owe more debt than what your house is worth. That's just the real sad sides of things that's happening right now. So stay tuned and I'll give you some tips and tricks to how to get out of the market. We all know that the housing industry has definitely slowed its rolls when it comes to these overpriced outbidding scenarios that were happening back in 2021 and 2020. The interesting thing is, though, that no one is talking about the fact that the interest rates should have never been that low to begin with, because a lot of people could not afford the homes with the standard rate of what mortgages were. And so what we're starting to see, especially the mortgage industry and the real estate industry, we're starting to see a lot of people either pause for the market because no one knows what's going to happen, how's it going to play out. There's no more bidding wars. There is actually a lot of clients backing away from the previous offers they made. And what we're starting to see is more and more and more people come to mortgage agents saying, hey, I can't afford to pay my mortgage. What am I supposed to do? And what can you say to those people? You have to be truthful. You couldn't afford the house in the first place, but you're stuck in it for now. So either sell and cut your losses, or tough it out and try to make some extra income to pay off the prices. Next thing you could do, maybe try to switch your mortgage into, especially for those people who had a variable mortgage, it seems like they got extra screwed, which they did. But it wasn't going to last. and we know it wasn't going to last. They should have never brought the rates that low to begin with, because people went in a frenzy paying and overpaying for homes that were not worth the value, and now we're seeing a total 180 in the market. I went to an open house, like I said, and what I mean, I was there for about an hour and no one came. That's some troubling signs. It's worrying because some sellers still think they can get these outrageous numbers for their house, even though everyone else knows it's not worth that value. And people are starting to come to their senses, and no one's going to pay that value anymore. It's hard out there now. And the people who do have mortgages, they are either in fixed or variable. And honestly, I'm wondering how the next couple years are going to look for some of these people who just started their mortgage process. But if you're in a tough boat, contact a mortgage agent and see if you can find a situation that works best for you. That's all I can say for right now. Thank you for listening to my story today. Once again, I'm Marissa, and this is Mortgage with Marissa, and I will be back soon. See ya.